Welcome back. Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post, and we are pleased to be joined by the president of the Detroit Grand Prix, Mike Montri. Of course, also works with the Penske organization as well. Mike, how are you?
I'm great, Casey. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
So going into this season, of course, the 2022 IndyCar season is out, and there were some notable changes for the 2022 Detroit Grand Prix, going down from 2 IndyCar races to 1, and also will be on USA Network. First off, maybe the return to the more traditional schedule. Kind of go into over the overall schedule, since I know you guys also, you also run the IndyCar series as well. Just talk about the changes that were made to Detroit.
Yeah, no problem. First of all, we're really excited about the 2022 schedule on the IndyCar series side. I kind of have a role on both in both the Detroit Grand Prix, obviously, but I also am in a little bit of a unique position because I make the schedule for the IndyCar series, working with all the promoters and the broadcast team at NBC. And look, we have 14 races next year, plus 2 qualifying sessions in for the Indy 500 that are on broadcast NBC. So really, when you take the qualifying at the 500 into account, we're 16 out of 19 events are going to be broadcast live on NBC, and that's just unheard of. So we're really excited about the added exposure for the series. Anytime you deal with with broadcast windows, you're really they kind of tell you where those windows are, and you work your best to fill those windows. So if you were looking at a white sheet of paper, you might have moved some of those some of those windows around a little bit, some of those events up or back a week or so. But at the end of the day, I think to achieve 14 network races on NBC broadcast, and then really maintain, for the most part, really good date equity. So St. Pete is our kickoff event every year on the IndyCar schedule, and that's where we ended up this year. That Barber race is right around Easter typically. Long Beach is the regular week. Detroit obviously is the regular week. So right on down the schedule, Nashville, we'll have a finale in Laguna. So we really have really good date equity across the series. We're able to achieve that 14 live race event plus 2 qualifyings on NBC. Really excited for 22. To go back to Detroit for a second, there are a couple things that come into play there. Number one, the series really likes to have a break in between the 500 and the weekend in Detroit. And Detroit's a really challenging and physically demanding race course, right? As everybody knows, we're on the streets of Belle Isle. It's bumpy. It's, there's concrete barriers everywhere. It's a traditional street course. Right. And it's really hard on the drivers to run 2 in a row, right? 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. So everybody likes that break. We think in Detroit that IMSA is a huge part of our weekend. To have the sports cars on the streets of Belle Isle is our fans love it, and that's our number one priority, is to get IMSA there, to get IndyCar there. IMSA, because of where Le Mans falls on the calendar, which is one of their main cornerstone events, right? In the sports car world, our Detroit event has to be on the June 5th, 4th and 5th weekend, right? So 3rd, 4th, and 5th is our date in 2022. So number one, we didn't really have a whole lot of flexibility on what weekend we could do the Detroit event, because we wanted to have IMSA and we wanted to have IndyCar. Unfortunately, on that weekend, that's not one of the weekends where NBC broadcast has a window. So there you have it. We had to go there, and that kind of gets us over to the explanation of why we're on USA for 2022. And the other part is that we now find ourselves the weekend after the Indy 500. And not only that, we have Road America on the calendar on the IndyCar side that falls the week after Detroit. And when you look at the calendar all in all, and you take a look at, the Indy Grand Prix, the qualifying for Indy 500, then the Indy 500, then Detroit, then Road America, it's a lot on the teams. So what we decided to do is we decided to go to one IndyCar race in Detroit. It's going to be Sunday, June 5th. And again, because of that weekend and where it falls in the NBC calendar, we're on USA. So, it's all very logical. It all, none of it was by design, but, it all just kind of came together. And I think, what we're most excited about is IMSA on the track,
Yep.
IndyCar on the track, and honestly, off track, we're going to be able to really get back, assuming we're where we all think we will be in, June of 22 as far as COVID, but we're going to be able to get back to where our event should be off track, which is family-friendly attractions, concerts, things to do that to have off track that is for more than just your really true diehard race fans, which we have a lot of great ones in Detroit. So
Absolutely. I know, 14 races on NBC, of course, the USA, 2 races on USA Network, which is pretty much available on every basic cable package. And then, of course, the 1 race on Peacock, of course, that being Toronto as well. In terms local here, I know that since it's going to be on USA Network, in terms of local TV, I know that, Local 4 has been the partner for you guys last few years. And I know that's obviously still being worked out right now, but are they going to still be the partner heading into 22?
no, they most definitely will. USA Network is owned by NBC Universal.
Right.
So while it's not WDIV, it is owned by NBC Universal. We're going to have ongoing discussions with WDIV to see how we maximize our and their exposure here as we approach the race. They always do a great job for us. They've been great partners about helping us get the word out that the race is coming. They do a really good pre and post race show. Typically, I know Bernie Smilovitz and Jamie Edmonds were up at the Winter Circle last year post event for a nice wrap on the weekend, and we expect all those things to take place again. Just when you turn on the actual race, it'll be on USA. So they've been great partners. They'll continue to be great partners, and looking forward to 22.
Yeah, of course, you guys announced yesterday that also talk about IndyCar. You talked about IMSA. And also Indy Lights will be on the island as well for 2 races. So someone's going to be running a doubleheader. But I want to go back to IMSA for a second. And I know that the series has had a lot of explode. And for me, I think the series is about to explode with this LMDH car that's coming in 23. And of course, that sports car racing has grown in this country for a long time. And is that kind of what you see in there as IMSA is kind of that series that could really explode?
I completely agree with you, and you're absolutely right. I think for Detroit, for IMSA racing in Detroit and sports car racing in Detroit, the exciting thing about the future is, this has always been true of IMSA, but I think it's even going to grow more, is the OEM involvement in the series. Cadillac is involved currently, which is obviously a big partner of ours at the Detroit Grand Prix. But they're also into that top fledged series that Cadillac is a part of. They're going to be bringing Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Lamborghini. All of those teams and manufacturers are going to be represented in the LMDH series starting in 2023. And we want to make sure that we have IMSA on our schedule as a big part of our event weekend, because all those, we're in Detroit, right? All those OEMs should be a part of what we do down on Belle Isle and in Detroit. And so we're really looking forward to, not just, to your point, 2022, but 2023 and beyond, because of the level of OEM and original equipment manufacturers that are going to be involved in this. It's going to be an exciting series and a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Indy Lights will be back on the island as well. They made their return last year, or I should still say this year since it's still going on. But why, Indy Lights seems like the next level to the IndyCar series. What's it like having them back? And it looks like they want to continue, of course, working with the Anderson Promotions people.
So Indy Lights is a great series. It is it's a series that have they have provided the NTT IndyCar series, the main top rung, with a number of drivers over the years. You think of your most popular drivers in the series right now, and they all came up through Indy Lights, which is kind of like the IndyCar AAA baseball team equivalent. Your Joseph Newgardens, who's a two-time series champion, Pato Award, who is vying for the championship this year, and you can go on and on and on of these drivers that have come up through Indy Lights over the years. And as a series, we want to do a better job of highlighting that progress and getting these drivers the exposure at an Indy Lights level, so that when they move to IndyCar, the fans are already familiar with them. And we're going to be looking at a lot of different initiatives on the IndyCar side. Some that will be announced very soon, maybe even before the Long Beach weekend here next week. But some initiatives that really will enhance that tie between IndyCar and Indy Lights. And we're excited about Indy Lights. We think it's got a great future, and it's a great series. And we look forward to having them on Belle Isle in 2022 and beyond.
Yeah, when you go, of course, planning the schedule, of course, kind of let people know. I know people were excited about having more of the traditional schedule back. In terms of, I know tickets aren't on sale yet, but when do you think that will happen?
Our tickets will have on sale dates announced soon. We expect them to be in November. And then with additional on sale to the public starting in January. We're switching our ticketing system. Not that anybody really cares, but we're switching our ticketing system, and that has to do a little bit with the delay. That we're typically on sale a little bit earlier than that, but that's all right. We'll be on sale sometime in November, and dates to announce soon.
Absolutely. Looking at the feature of the Grand Prix, I know that you picked up if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, you picked up the 2-year option that you had the contract with the DNR and the Belle Isle Conservancy. I kind of talk about what the process of that has been like to work with the DNR and the Belle Isle Conservancy as well.
Yeah, the DNR has been great to work with. They've been managing the island since 2014, and they've been a huge. And I don't, Casey, I'm not sure everybody realizes how much they put into that island. I mean, they put millions of dollars, as do we, to make that island and that park a great place for anybody that wants to come visit. We've gone through a number of changes, shortening our window there, making sure that when we build our facility, our venue there, that we leave certain areas open for the public to experience the park in the way it should be experienced, even while we're building our venue. But the DNR they've been great partners of ours out there. The original contract, we have 3 years remaining on that, so we're good to go there. And Belle Isle Conservancy as well, huge supporters. We think they do great work. We support them with our Friday evening charity function that we do, the grand premiere it's called. And we've raised over $6 million for them over the course of the last 5 years. And so huge fans of what they do and what they do for Belle Isle. So.
Yep. And of course, it's always a great event side as well. Of course, we got, the conclusion of the IndyCar series this weekend at Long Beach. I know you're going to be heading out there, but overall, to get through this season, I know in 2021, it's been interesting at first, navigating COVID first off, and then, returning to somewhat normalcy. What's that going to be like? And, to see Long Beach back, and then going to go out there to conclude your second year of controlling the Penske Group has controlled the IndyCar series.
Well, I think it's a season that we can all be really proud of. It's, to your point, it's been a challenging one. We started late, obviously, because of COVID, and we've shuffled the schedule around. We've had to be flexible in some areas, both with our promoters and with our TV packages and everything. But man, at the end of the day, what a successful season. Our viewership is up over 20% year over year. We just signed a brand new contract with NBC for the next 3 years. some exciting times to be in the series, and a lot more to come there as well. We're continually, working on a number of initiatives that I think will enhance the series. We just announced a new, video game that we're working on with Motorsports Games, so that's gonna be out sometime in 23, probably right around the Indy 500 time. It takes some development time. So just a number of positive stories. I think we can all kind of look at Long Beach and the finale there, knowing that what a competitive championship 21 has been, with a record number of winners through the first 9 races. I think it was the first 8 races, 8 different winners, and it wasn't until the second race in Detroit was the first double winner. I think Pato won second race in Detroit, and that was his second win of the year. That's the first time there was the same winner, a double winner for the year. So that's just really unprecedented, really anywhere else in professional motorsports, major professional motorsports right now, the competitiveness of the series. And it's just been an exciting year, and we're looking forward to putting 21 in the books, having a great championship run out in Long Beach, and then getting going again, because it'll be February 27th before we know it. We'll be back in St. Pete and starting again. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, or at least you guys have started since 2004. Really, really excited about the next year in 2022. But Mike Montri, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. We're excited to start next season in 22. Excited for the championship finale this weekend at Long Beach, and then we'll see you, of course, on the island in 2022, first weekend of June.
Thank you, Casey.
To DetroitGP.com for all the latest.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.